Well, the Deputy Party Leader and, of course, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Local Government, Mudavadi, now joins us live in studio, of course, to tell us more about his ambitions and what they have or what they imply for ODM. Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for coming tonight. Mheshimiwa, you've been very loyal to the Prime Minister all this time. Some, in fact, think it's a foregone conclusion that the Prime Minister is the ODM flag bearer. How serious are you that you want to challenge him? Very serious. I'm very serious, and this is a democratic process which is important and healthy for the party. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, but I think as we move forward and as we consolidate democracy in this country, we must be able to start bringing out that competitive element in all our political parties. You say it's internal party democracy, but then again it's two of the arguably key leading figures in ODM. Does it spell doom for the party? No, it does not spell doom at all. I think this is very, very important for us, and I would like a lot of people to appreciate that ODM has got a constitution, and its constitution does not automatically say that whoever is the party leader is the automatic candidate. And I think we need to prepare ourselves for this, for posterity. We need to be able to let party members, party supporters, appreciate and understand that they have just as much an opportunity as anybody else to seek the ODM ticket for any other seat, whether presidential or governorship and so forth in the future. This is a culture we need to bring out. Again, some people have been saying, it's clear, I mean, for many people, Raila Odinga is a very popular man, and especially very popular with ODM. You say you're very serious, you really want to challenge Raila this time round. Don't you think some are saying it would have been perhaps better for you, if you're really serious, you want to challenge Raila for the presidency, to try and do this to another party, maybe like what Ruto is doing? Well, that is the shortcut. I think what we need to first of all deal with are two issues here. If I wanted to go for the presidency in the context of just appearing on a ballot paper for the sake of it, the shortcut is to become an independent candidate. Then I will not face any challenge. I will not have to compete with anybody. I'll simply submit my papers to the electoral body and I'll be on the ballot paper. But clearly, that is not the future of this country. The Constitution may allow it, but an independent candidate may not go far. Secondly, I, like Raila and other people, have invested heavily in nurturing ODM. And we want to make sure that we also bring up strong political institutions that have countrywide support. So in this context, I have stated clearly that I am offering myself within the party that I belong to, the party that has got a broad network. And clearly, if one gets the nomination of this party, you have a major head start as opposed to somebody moving out to another party. And we have seen lately, Kenyans are not amused by this migration from party to party. You've been alive, of course, to media reports going around and critics, of course, saying that your campaign is just a red herring, that in fact you could be, you're at the behest of Odinga's rivals to wreck ODM. By the way, who are those guys? Who are the rivals? The Rutos, the Uhuru Kenyatas. Now, let's ask ourselves a very simple question. If they are in the race themselves, would they be spending money on me? Or would they be spending money on their own campaign? Can you imagine a scenario where an MP stands in a constituency and then he spends money on his opponents? I mean, that would be ridiculous. You want to do this through the counties? You want to do this, why not through the National Delegate Congress? Well, I'm a strong proponent of the counties because ODM is a party that stood for devolution. In fact, we are the strongest proponents of the devolution aspect in our constitution. We have already set up counties. We have, in terms of the party, already organized the format of our party so that the branch has now become the county. Now, what I have seen before from the old practices of other parties, particularly under single party mode, was where people are collected, a few people are collected, then they are brought to a center like Kasarani. And then through that, one believes that they have made the decision on behalf of the others. But what I'm trying to do is, we have as ODM brought into fore the Women League, Orange Women Democrats. We have brought in the Youth Democrats. And then we have the mainstream party. Now, these are 60 important people elected in each constituency. They are leaders elected. So I am proposing that if we were to create a collegiate system, depending on the number of constituencies in a county, you create a collegiate system, allow them to vote by secret ballot, more or less on the US format. And then one would be able to say the winner of this county, based on the votes, is so and so. Now, this cuts out a lot of logistical problems that we have had of having to ferry delegates to Nairobi. Some have problems when it comes to seeking accommodation. Some may not know Nairobi very well, and they have difficulties in moving from one place to the other. We have had even incidents where we have seen women being pushed very, very badly in these centers. So the women have become the majority in our party. So we must change our mode to make it more friendly for the women and the youth to participate in the process. This
is yet to be ratified in the ODM constitution. So is it I mean, healthy for you to do it before that happens?
I'm selling an idea. But truth be told, it is not entirely new to ODM, because ODM in 2010 had actually discussed this issue and had recommended that it be adopted for its future nominations. And we were hoping that the Secretariat would have then filed this with the Registrar of Political Parties. But nevertheless, it's not late. We have an opportunity to have it debated further and even refined further so that it is completely understood by the people. And then they can ratify it within the NDC.
Have you talked about this with party officials, including the Prime Minister Raila Odinga? Because again, back to the critics saying that you could be under the behest of Odinga's rivals. And when I said the Rutos and the Uhuru Kenyatas, I didn't specifically mean them. I'm just saying Odinga's rivals in politics. That what is happening is that you want, the thing is that when you do this through the counties where Odinga's rivals have a majority of people supporting them, then they'll ensure that they lock him out and give you the nomination.
I think then that means that we are imputing improper motive on the part of the delegates of ODM. I think I would like to treat an ODM delegate, whether he is from what was to be Central Province, or whether he's from Eastern Province, or whether he's from Western, or whether he's from Nyanza. I would like to treat all these people equally and give them the right respect and the right chance. So the moment we start saying that they'll be infiltrated, it means that they have been elected, but we don't trust them. Now, this is a contradiction. If we trust the delegates, they have participated in a grassroots process, they have been respected by their voters and given this position, then how do you tell them all of a sudden that you cannot trust them to conduct a proper nomination because they'll be infiltrated or bought out?
Do you know Raila Odinga's position on this?
Well,
I don't. Is it for the counties or the national?
I don't think he's exactly averse to this. As we talk, as we move on, I hope he shall be persuaded fully that my position is very healthy for the party. Yeah.
But this is a different side of Musalia Mudavadi we are seeing, because as we wait for the ODM to ratify their constitution and bring these things into place, you're already saying you'd prefer, it's an idea like you're saying, you're selling it, that you'd prefer it to be done through the counties.
Yes.
Don't you think it's unhealthy before the constitution, ODM constitution is ratified?
It's not at all. I think if you look at it in terms of participation, let us even look at the new constitution today. It says if you're going to bring up legislation, you must have some citizen participation. You must develop a process where you involve the people, give them time to digest the idea that you have on the table, so that when it is time to make a decision, it's not an ambush. So I'm looking at it in that context, that we are bringing out all these issues, bring them out in the fore, give our party members sufficient time to reflect over them, and then when the decision comes, they'll make their decision from an informed position. And that's the way I look at it. Yeah.
You've been in politics in this country for so long. We've seen, when people are in their parties and they're looking for nomination to the presidential ticket, when they lose, and even parliamentary, they jump ship.
Yes.
What if you lose? What are you going to do?
I'll maintain what I've said, because this is not the first time I'm seeking the ODM party nomination. I did seek it in 2007. We went through a process. Elections were conducted. Raila emerged the winner. I did not leave ODM. I'm still there.
So you're on record now. Will you support him if he wins?
That I have said before, and I'm saying it again, that if he wins, I'll support him. And I expect no less.
Finally, of course, you want this because you want to be president of this country. If you lose the ODM nomination and another party or another coalition approaches you and tells you they'll give you the nomination? No,
I don't think that is where we want to go. Because then that would mean that the things I stand for and the principles that I stand for, I'm not firm on that. I think we want to bring principled aspects in our political landscape. And let us nurture our institutions. Let us encourage people to embrace a process of competing and building their institutions. I think Kenya has suffered from this this free market aspect in terms of political parties. Lack of discipline, no policy positions on some issues, people taking positions for expediency. And I think this is time for us to move ahead. Okay, thank you very much. That's the local government minister and deputy prime minister, of course, ODM deputy leader Musalia Mudavadi. He's telling us his presidential ambitions are well within the ODM internal democracy.